We're down here in sunny Mallorca to test the new Pearl 75 behind me. Now, this boat is very unusual for two reasons. The first is that designer Bill Dixon has chosen to use ZF's new pod drives for this boat. That's really unusual, a first for us on a boat this size. The second interesting aspect is that Pearl have chosen to employ Kelly Hoppen to do the interior decor, and as we discovered, this has a very interesting interior. Now, of course, I know that the question of styling is incredibly subjective, so this is only my personal opinion, but I really do think there's something quite special going on here. This is my third day on this boat, and it just continues to grow on me all the time. There's something very sort of harmonious about the way the boat glues together, and the choice of fabrics in here, make your own judgment, but I think it's really spectacular, but also very restful as well. This really is a boat that is different to anything else I've been on so far. And there's a sense when you walk around the boat that every single line and bit of detail around the boat has been considered and thought out. And the longer I spend on this boat, the more relaxed I feel. This is a feature which is on all Pearls, and it's standard, they give it to you free. And I have to say, having used it now for 3 days, it is just fantastic to have, so easy. No rattles or shakes as most doors do, and very quick and easy to use. It's a brilliant feature. Now, I'm really not a fan of monochromatic colour schemes normally. My house is a riot of colour. But there is something incredibly appealing about the way this all works. Even in this just one area, there's probably 6 or 7 different shades and textures and tones, and rather than feeling like a horrible mess, which is what you might expect with so many disparate fabrics and finishes, in actual fact it feels incredibly harmonious and very restful, and the more time you spend on this boat, the more relaxing it feels. These days, pretty much all boat builders like to claim that their boats are bigger inside than all their competitors. Now, here's one that really is. This boat has a whopping 6-metre beam, and you can really feel it inside. This is a cabin on a 75-footer that would do justice to an 80-footer at least. There is a real nice sense of decadent space to spare in here, which I haven't seen on similar-sized boats. We're here in the VIP cabin, and what I really like about this cabin is that the designers have completely abandoned conventional thinking and the conventional geometry of the VIP cabin, which makes you feel as though you're crammed into the pointy end. And amazingly, it all works spectacularly well. The spaces hang together really well. This is a really interesting, different, enjoyable cabin. We're here in the corridor between the 2 guest cabins, and here there's a really fantastic feature, which are these 2 glass windows between the cabins. It really does open up this area, and it just gives it a really interesting stylistic take on what is normally quite a dull means to an end. And of course there's privacy here as well, because there are some rather natty blinds that slide down between the panes for nighttime use. Of course, along with pod drives come 2 of the fantastic niceties associated with pod drives, which are the joystick control, which allowed me to manoeuvre this big, heavy boat out of this fairly tight berth up against a concrete wall yesterday with absolutely no trouble at all. And of course the skyhook feature, which is a geostationary positioning feature, which allows you to lock and hold the boat in position, for instance while you're up against a fuel pontoon, without tying on at all.